Teach conflict resolution. An interpersonal conflict is a disagreement that can arise from misunderstandings or a variety of individual differences, such as differences in personalities, attitudes, and perceptions. A conflict in the classroom can be disruptive. It can lead the teacher and learners to develop negative feelings for each other, and it can lead to spend energy on the conflict that could be better spent fruitfully elsewhere. However, if it's well managed, a conflict in the classroom can be constructive. It can help release emotion and stress and resolve the tension. It can create opportunities to increase understanding and find possible ways of new solutions. Naturally, individual differences among members in small or big groups trigger various types of intragroup conflicts in the classroom, including task-related conflicts, process-related conflicts, and relation-related conflicts. All these conflicts can create further communication problems and create barriers to learning. To overcome these kinds of communication problems, it's important to mediate the processes and use intervention strategies. To create healthy learning environments and support students' interpersonal skills, it's important to teach students how to appropriately manage conflict and the feelings that come along with it. Then, how to do that? Here are some ways to help your students resolve and manage conflicts. First, provide a framework or a protocol at the beginning. You can introduce a conflict resolution protocol at the beginning of the school term and allow students to get familiar with basic rules and routines. As with most conflict resolution protocols, you can include the steps calming down, explanation of the upset, discussion and resolution, some kind of acknowledgement, a handshake for example. Secondly, use role plays. You can provide your students with potential scenarios involving conflict. Then let students act out those scenarios and practice using conflict resolution skills. This activity will provide a safe space for students to be objective, and it can help students build empathy. And next, build listening skills. To overcome miscommunication, fostering listening skills is key. Remind your students what being a good listener looks like. For example, looking directly at the speaker, paraphrasing for understanding, and asking questions rather than quickly jumping in with interrupting or else, and so on. De-escalation. You can teach your students some strategies on how to de-escalate before diving into a conversation. For example, how to identify those escalated moments, how to calm down by taking deep breaths or taking time out, etc. Reading and writing. You can use stories for identifying and discussing how characters in a story manage conflict situations. In addition to reading and writing activities, you can also make use of QA technique or story analysis logs to reflect on and evaluate conflict resolution strategies in the stories. Journaling and hassle logs. You can encourage your students to journal about their personal experiences with conflict and how they handled it. They can use hassle logs too. Hassle logs can help students learn the skills of assessing their own behavior and monitoring their own progress. The logs include questions with a structured, non-judgmental framework for students to reflect on how they handled their anger in each situation. Here, remind that you need to provide sessions for students to reflect on their logs and give supportive feedback. Those kind of activities give students a chance to think about what they did well and what they might want to improve upon in the future. And lastly, teachable moments. No matter how well you teach resolution strategies, naturally a conflict is still going to happen. What you need to do is use these as teachable moments and talk through how the conflict can be resolved safely and responsibly. Conflict resolution strategies will be used by students for the rest of their lives. Just like any other skill, they need opportunities to practice.